The next day, when I went out to eat breakfast, Hagana came out holding a terminal. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of World End Economica. Another day of trying to struggle through life with Hagana and friends. It was annoying to listen to Lisa's scolding, so I finished breakfast quickly before focusing on the screen. Hagana may or may not have thought my actions were a brilliant idea, but she was about to get scolded by Lisa too, so she put her terminal away. Now, instead of staring at her terminal, she was eating her bread with bigger bites than usual. Even so, Hagana wasn't stuffing her cheeks full like Chris. In the end, she finished at around about the same time as usual. At that point, I started trading. Let's see how we go today, shall we? Today, Hagana wasn't watching next to me, but kept fiddling with her terminal at the same time. I had a copy of the data from the investment contest's official page, so she was using that as a basis for her thought experiments. She didn't have a part-time job today, so after she was done with her housework, she made coffee for me, cocoa for Hagana, and then she started reading on the sofa. Today it was a book about a theologist who was nicknamed Dr. Angelicus. After that, the trading day continued much like yesterday. Often, a stock that yielded profits once would continue to yield profits. The only real difference from yesterday was that I put in a bit more capital. The sketchy stock was hanging around 272 more today. It was heading upwards a bit, but short sales were piling up further. In the morning market, I managed to put in 90,000 more of the profit of the stocks I profited in yesterday. Left me with a net gain of 210,000. It wasn't bad, but hopelessly insufficient. The instant the morning session ended, I was foul-mouthed. Shit. Sitting diagonally across the table, she looked up. It's fucking shit. You lost? No, I didn't. If you won, why are you angry? It's not enough. That's a problem. She nodded seriously. I got annoyed and asked, "Oh, how are you doing?" "Oh, I'm studying." "What?" "Necessary things." And that ring on my nose. What's necessary? Looking on the internet. There are theoretical models for stock prediction. Huh? Right now I'm analysing and learning things I don't know. The theories are fascinating. Wait, you can download those things off the net? You can. I couldn't bring myself to believe it, that and was stunned. Why would something that would make money off the net be on the net? You could really predict the price of stock and everyone would be profiting. What idiot put it there? Wait, show me. She told her guard as I leaned across the table. Her brows narrowed and she turned the terminal around. What's this? An academic paper. Taken from the author's name, it's called the Reach Model. Let's assume that a stock price moves essentially randomly on a short timescales, follows a normal distribution. Yeah. However, because today's stock price is influenced by yesterday's price changes, you can use that as conditions for conditional probabilities to derive today's price. Then, integrating a log normal distribution over a fixed interval, you can obtain the expected value of a fluctuation of a given interval. Stop. What? I get it. I get that I have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Her brows furrowed as she looked at me, and back of her terminal and tilted her head. And also I looked at what you were talking about yesterday. What? I was about to start shivering over how she really was a genius, and barely put words together. Charts using those things? It's way much simpler to calculate. On one hand, saying how the calculations were simple, on the other hand, using the word chart with so little confidence. The gap was enough to make me laugh. Oh, we'll talk about the Golden Cross. Golden Cross. When the moving average starts turning upwards, the daily price movements start to cross a moving average line. I wound up sounding like a know-it-all again, but Hagana looked totally confused. With small cough, I continued. To be honest, it's a pattern that's used often in chart analysis. I don't really know the words, but the idea is super simple. Yeah, because chart analysis is really easy to understand. I don't really hate it, but I've got a feeling it's not that useful. You just have to put the statistics out and derive the probabilities. If the probabilities are in your favour, then all you have to do is trade a bunch and it will come to the expected value. Well, that's true. You can do that? Yes. Anyone who can do arithmetic can. Arithmetic? It was my turn to ask questions. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Hagana's eyes narrowed as she looked at me. It's bad enough that I wondered if she thought I was an idiot. Adding, multiplying, no one calls that arithmetic, I thought to myself. But well, if I knew which had a better probability of working, then it'd really help, I guess. Yeah. So which ones look good? When he asked, Hagana's gaze fell on the terminal. I was surprised because I thought she'd already finished the calculations. However, she didn't move. Just as I started from the questions, she finally lifted her eyes from the terminal and looked at me. To answer that, there's a problem. Oh? With something I realised when thinking about a different model. What is it? She looked down and mumbled. I can't program. What? When asked again, Hagana lifted her face and glared at me as she spoke. I can't program. Even if I know how to calculate, doing it all by hand is stupid. There are things you just can't realistically calculate by hand. Ah. That's true. That was a blind spot in my pan. Even though Hagana had amazing math abilities, it didn't necessarily mean she could apply it. School problems she could do on paper. But even investment contests, stock trades, with thousands of stocks and each had a ton of information. As I was clutching my head, and suddenly a voice came up from the sofa. Someone said program? Huh? When I turned around, it was Lisa. Oh yes, I did. I don't really know that much about programming. I know someone who's good at that, so I'll introduce you. Really? Come to think about it, Lisa did graduate from Lunar City University. Someone like that must have connections to geniuses that I couldn't even imagine. Yes, I think that person will help you. I've been wondering if there's any way I could help you too, so I'm going to make sure you get helped. Lisa gave a wry smile and my face soured a bit too. I'm not doing this all because of you. Really? Suddenly, sitting across from me, Hagana spoke. Hagana turned around, glaring at me. You aren't doing this for Lisa? What do you mean? Why you want to get angry? It's not what I meant. And what do you mean? Well, I shrank back from Hagana, who still looked at the verge of flinging her terminal at me. Lisa stood up and stretched a bit. Hagana, how was being considerate of me? Right? It was embarrassing under Lisa's wry smile, so I turned my face away. If you're laughing, don't say it, I thought. So, introductions will be better off sooner than later, right? Well, that's... I'll go talk to that person. Evening's best, right? Yeah, anything after 5. Okay, got it. I'll go make dinner then. Right, Lisa went to a bathroom and stood in the kitchen. I shook my head and looked back at the computer while Hagana sat in a terminal and tilted her head. The afternoon session was a steady advance, swinging 2 million malls around, each time earning 2% profits for a total of 16 wins and 2 losses. In total, 26% up. The only point of regret is if I'd cut losses faster, I would have had better performance. But even then, it had been a while since I'd seen these kinds of numbers. Up 520,000 malls, adding 120 yesterday, I was 640,000. With that, earning 10% in 2 million would have yielded 200,000, but with 2.7 million, 10% would be 270,000, meaning I could earn an extra 70,000 malls. Just like that, through the power of compounding interest, money grows. Wish it'd go like this in the real world, but I knew it was probably impossible. In the imaginary world, a few tens of thousands of participants were each given an imaginary 10 million malls and were forced to trade with each other, all their might within 40 days. What I learned while trading was that everyone was trading hurriedly. Because of that, stock movements grew big, and ultimately, if you just ride a wave well, you'd make a ton. In the real world, everyone was a lot more cautious, so it wouldn't be like this often. When I gazed at the computer screen with an impossibly smug look, Hagana returned from the living room, apparently having gone back to her room to think. Time to head out. Huh? We talked about it this morning. Oh, meeting someone. I yawned and rolled my head to the sides, making popping noises. Hagana saw that and looked surprised. Where's Lisa? She went out. Sometimes the neighbours ask for her. Oh, what? What did she do? Sermons. Huh? Lisa's a Christian. There's a number of people in this town like that. Really now? I thought that all the people who came from the earth to the moon were scientific and realistic types. People who wanted to gather so much money they wouldn't fear God, or those who came from hell knowing there was no God. You can't wait until she comes back? Why? She told me the person's name and location. Oh, I see. Have a nice trip. So copied Lisa's way of speaking and returned to a computer screen. Thud. Right after I did that, Hagana's hand struck the table. Why am I the only one going? Me too. Of course. Are you stupid? There's Hagana's catchphrase. She finally said it. It was a pain to get worked up, so with a sigh of resignation, I got up and gave a big stretch. Also, Lisa said that Haru was familiar with the area. Didn't even go on errand alone. Did you say something? Nothing. Hagana was speaking while looking at a map on her terminal, but now she glared at me. Whether or not she heard me, she had a mean look in her eye, so I was scared. So where is it? I'm not all that familiar with the area either. The 5th outer sector, 7th block, number 6, building 3, 4th floor. I have no idea if you just recite the address. Business name, Big Ball Cafe. What? When I looked at Hagana, she looked up from a terminal and spoke. Emmanuel Serro. Serro. I'd heard her name to a place before. The shopkeeper was a perfect example of a lunar outcast. That guy? Is he going to introduce us to someone else? I don't know. I was told to meet him. You know a place? I know it. I see. Hagana nodded and put a terminal in her bag. I also began to put up my laptop, but a number of question marks floated in my head. Is a guy like that really going to be of use? Hagana and I left for church together. You got the AI, you got the CI, and you got the BI. AI, C, and BI. As always, it was a dirty building. Still, this area was a lot better than one where Lisa had a church, so Hagana had nothing to fear. There were a lot of more beat up and dreary buildings near Lisa's. Hagana and I walked in a concrete building covered with cracks and went upstairs. The walls were covered with an array of sheets of paper. What about part-time job and loan offers? Lisa had apparently made arrangements beforehand, and Serro wasn't a stranger, so there was no reason to be nervous. As we entered through the automatic doors, we found Serro at the counter, right by the side, fiddling with a grey game machine, his long legs above the counter. Whoa, that music. Yo! When he noticed me, he looked at his feet off the table, and he saw Hagana coming after me, his eyes widened. Well, looks like you found a nice girlfriend. Huh? No, she's not. Lisa said so. Huh? Ah, just a joke. Don't get mad, noob scum. I glared at him, and Serro's shoulders shook with his laughter. From there, he looked at Hagana, he waved, smiling, and tilted his head slightly. What was his friendliness? Meanwhile, Hagana seemed to get shyer. She was stiffly guarded when confronted with that friendliness. However, her line of sight was directed at Serro's head. Maybe thought as much it wasn't sure she was shy. Perhaps she was just afraid of afros. Oh my life, is that Afro guy? So, Lisa said to come here. Yeah, I heard. Looking for a programmer? Programmer? Yeah, well, I'm not sure if that's what we want, but... You don't know? What's the deal? Well, Lisa said she didn't really get it either. Yeah. Searching the right word to explain when Serro continued to speak. Huh, your face looks quite better than it used to. Huh? What? Yeah, in just a few days it changed. It's amazing things. What's with you, looking for a fight? Chill out. After all, Lisa's really kind. Hey, did you already use the lap for a pillow? What? Lap for a pillow? That sounds delightful. And a brief image of myself sleeping rested my head on Lisa's lap. It wasn't a bad thing, but great. Lisa took care of this guy too. This guy? Together with Lisa? Lisa's lap. Makes a great pillow, right? How about you, Missy? Did you try it out yet? When Serro spoke to her with a smile, Hagana pulled back and tucked in her jaw slightly like she was wary, but eventually she nodded. Eh? Ah, you're the only one who hasn't. Well, not like it would matter anyhow. Nope, not really. Well, it would have been nice if it had been reverse gravity. I'm sure with gravity's pull, all soft and pliant. Hey, calm down, Earth Dog. And I put him down. Serro's shoulders shook with laughter. Calm down, you'll get your turn eventually. Not talking about bats. Alright. Don't shout. You want a program? Bit stubby, Missy. Well, I'll give you a good price. What's that? What, you want a program, right? I was getting fed up with that and shot back. What, you gonna do it? Yep, that's right, got a problem. I had trouble answering. Hagana looked at me. This person isn't Emmanuel Servo. That's me, Missy. Missy? Hagana asked angrily. Servo also shrank back in jest. May I please have your name? Hagana. Oh. Servo nodded and seemed to place some significance in her name, but didn't say anything further. He probably knew that she was a runaway from home like I did. Hagana's a strange name, there wouldn't be more than one person with it. So, I'm Servo. What do you require of me, Hagana? I want a program from you. Nice to get straight to the point. What kind of program should I make? A formula related to statistics. If possible, numerical analysis using calculus as well. Also, you can run multiple regression analyses just from manipulating a few variables. And if you can do Monte Carlo simulations... Well, stop there. Yeah? What are you saying? The program. When Hagana answered, Servo peered at her face. Then looking at me, he shook his head. Student for Lisa's university? It's not. Games that kids play these days, regression analysis and Monte Carlo simulations, hearing them? Apparently the ones I'm playing. What? Seriously? Servo's eyes popped in my answer, but Hagana quickly spilled the beans. We're trading stocks, I'm predicting math. How's trading on sentiment? He wasn't wrong, that makes it sound like I was going by looking gut feeling. Every word stuck, so it looked like he finally got it and nodded repeatedly. I see, and so... So, can you do it? Hagana asked. Well, I probably can. Really? Servo gave me a puzzled look at my surprise. Didn't you hear from Lisa? About what? I questioned him back, Servo's eyebrows narrowed. Then, giving his head a light shake, he spoke. Doesn't matter. I've got some really crazy kind of maths, I can do it. And that Monte Carlo thing, well, I can probably do that too. And usability-wise, I guarantee it'll be better than some random programmer could ever do. Really? Of course! He answered Hagana with a smile. However, Hagana's eyes were still on Servo's afro, and she was braced as if someone might jump out of her with that. The stocks is data, right? What format? Look at the investment contest by the Ratzinger Economics Research Centre. You find all the data posted there. I want to use that to look things up. Ratzinger? Right, you know them? They're famous after all. Know a few people there. Wait, what? Okay, I got it. The things you want in my program, just write it down and send me this email address. I'll do it for you. Cool. We got ourselves a programmer. Next Afro Dude. Well, join us next time for more from Afro Dude, Hagana, Hal and Lisa. And we'll see where this goes. Bye bye.